Hey there guys, and welcome back. This time I want to discuss a question that seems to pop up on the forums a hell of a lot. And that is the enclosure I've got suitable for the tarantula I wish to keep it in? Usually it's a terrestrial tarantula in question. Mexican red knee, green bottle blue, chili rose, any of these. And it's usually that the enclosure is an ExoTerra terrarium, often the 30 by 30 by 30 cube. And the usual response on the forums is, oh no, you can't keep your spider in that, 30 centimetres, that's huge. It'll climb the sides, it'll plummet, injure itself and die. Now yes, if a spider, a terrestrial, falls too high, there is a high chance that it will rupture its opisthothoma, its abdomen, and that will be fatal to it. Breen and Breen suggested that a fall of greater than twice its leg span would be lethal, or had a high chance of being lethal to the spider. Now, I don't like any form of chances. I've got a Mexican Flameknee, a Brachypelma auratum, and she's absolutely stunning. She's gorgeous. She's the third spider that I ever had. I grew very attached to her very, very quickly. Love her to bits. I would not do anything to even consider harming her. I wouldn't keep her in an enclosure if I thought there was any risk to her. Because, yeah, I just don't want this tarantula to die through some stupid fault of my own. Now, I keep her in one of these ExoTerra Terrarium 30 by 30 by 30s. Why? Simply because Stanley Schultz takes the Breen and Breen, this is Stanley Schultz, author of the Tarantula Keeper's Guide, and suggests that actually 1.5 times the leg span would be a good safe height. Now I advocate this too, but still, 30 centimetres, that's 12 inches. You'd want a spider of at least about, what, 8-9 inches for the 1.5 leg span for that to work? And then the floor space of 30 by 30 isn't going to be big enough for, you know, a spider that large. Now, okay, fair enough. That's true. So it's not appropriate. So why am I doing it? Simple, because you've got to add substrate. Now, if you add substrate high enough, the enclosure is going to be fine. If you can add the substrate to the 1.5 leg span line, you're not going to get a problem. Now, how can you do that with one of these? I'll show you how. And I'm assuming here that you've come back from the store with the terrarium, with the spider, with the substrate decorations, all this kind of thing, and then you've gone, oh, actually, I'm not so sure about this. Good. It's good question stuff. But I'm going to show you how you can make the cube that you've been sold completely safe, and introduce you to my Flameknee in the way. So let's bring you down here. Angle the camera a bit. Now, this is my Flameknee enclosure. She's at the front here, sitting there, perfectly peaceful, perfectly happy in here. Now, first thing you'll notice is the doors aren't on the front. It's because the doors are now on the back. Turn it around, get the doors on the back. A piece of polystyrene backing, shove it up against the doors. Now, when you put your substrate in, it won't fall out the vents, it won't fall out the gaps between the doors. Absolutely fine. Then, find your tarantula, take its leg span. I don't mean you have to sit there and pick it up and like pull it around. Just a rough estimate. If you're not like able to get a ruler or tape measure anywhere near your tarantula, just unfold the tape measure, look at the ruler, take a look at the like measurements, and then estimate. If you know that's 5 inches, look at your spider. Oh, actually, she's a bit bigger than that. I could say 5.5, 6 inches. I know from the molts, and I know from handling this this little one, she's about 6-inch leg span. Now, that means, just doing the quick maths, 1.5 times 6, 9 inches. The lowest distance between top and bottom is just in front of where she is now. Which, if I just shift, place that there, to the top. There we go. It's actually only just over 8 inches. So she's got a good extra inch. And that's all there is to it. And there she is. This is my Mexican Flameknee, Brachypelma auratum. I'm sure you'll agree, she's an absolutely stunning spider. She's very calm, very well behaved. third tarantula I got, and still firmly one of my favourites. Just wanted to show you that you can turn one of these little cubes into a perfectly functional terrarium for any terrestrial spider you want. If you wanted to put a Brachypelma or something in there, something that, you know, burrows, could fill it right to the top, you know, keep the backing on the back there, covering the doors, fill it almost to the top, maybe leave just 2 inches between the top of the substrate and the lid itself, and it will happily burrow in there. Be a bit risky when you take the lid off, but I mean, it's perfectly functional. If you give 3 inches, whatever. So, yeah, I hope I've inspired you to maybe take a look at an ExoTerra like cube and not think, it's not a problem, not appropriate. Take a look at it and think, actually, it makes a nice display and I can make it perfectly safe. Anyway, cheers for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed.